actually, I just wanted to share, to be honest, one of the tweets that I shared. Do you think you can pull up my Twitter? Because there was recently an Afghan YouTuber. There was a man and woman combination, but the woman was arrested for sitting in the front seat of a car under the new Taliban regime. So, I mean, and I tweeted, I was like, where are all the people, all the progressive Muslims that support the Taliban and they say that they're going to uphold women's rights? Where are they now? A woman can't sit in the front seat of a car. What is next? Is she not able to breathe? Is she not able to walk? Like, what are you, according to this organization, according to this, government that they want to be recognized around the world? It's absolute, as I mentioned, it's absolutely disgusting.
Is this a video you're talking about? So you want me to play the video with audio? Because is it in Afghan or is it in
No, yeah,
English?
it is. You can just see her like she's just crying into her
Okay.
headscarf.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I
keep
mean,
going.
when people were like, give the Taliban a chance and stuff, I've gotten to the point where I'm not surprised by any of these news stories, and I don't know if other people are, but I've gotten to the point where it's like, how much more do we need to see before we can acknowledge that how are these different from any other Talibans of the past or any other Islamic factions that, rely on theology and their Sharia to govern life? Like, I mean, the man is crying. Imagine the state of the woman. She was arrested for sitting in the front seat of a car. In the West, is that even a thing? Women, we even in Saudi now, women are in the driving seat of cars. Why are you getting arrested for sitting in the front seat? Do you not like if this isn't regression into the 7th century or even beyond? I mean, yeah, all they had was camels back then, but like, this is ridiculous. How do you see this as a man? Does that not infuriate you? Like, in the West, it's like a non thought that you'd have, right? Like, your partner would sit in the front seat, maybe sometimes she'd drive. That's just how life is.
I'm not surprised by this. I really am not surprised by that. If you ask for my emotion, my feelings about this whole incident, I would simply say, obviously, without any emotions, I would say, well, obviously, this is just crap. It shouldn't be like that. Well, why am I not surprised by this? Is because even in Pakistan, one of my neighbors who went to school with me, his father, so his father-in-law basically used to just take him back and forth to school and whatever. So my friend's grandfather, maternal grandfather, he was basically living in the house and he was just taking them doing the morning chores or whatever. So grandfather was not allowed. So my friend's sisters were not allowed to sit at the front with the grandfather.
Stop
And
it. Are you serious?
okay, forget that grandchild. But also the actual daughter. So the actual daughter of the grandfather, my friend's mother, was not allowed to sit at the front. So it was so odd to look at it. So there's certain, and it wasn't forced by the grandfather, but was enforced by my friend's father, who himself was one of the classical most hypocrite men I had ever seen. He didn't have a beard. He would travel the world, and he really did travel the world. But nobody was allowed to see the women of the house. Because I was a kid, I used to go to the house, but that's how I saw my friend's mother and his sisters. But it was very bizarre. But on the other hand, you're talking about this in Afghanistan. I'm not surprised by that at all, because I've seen these men in action. I know how their mind works. And where is it coming from? It's coming from the honor culture. It's coming from Islam. Honor culture might be ingrained because that's not exclusive to Islam, but all of that comes from, but Islam supports that. So it might not be exclusive to Islam, but it definitely is compatible with Islam. What is a Quranic verse that says that actually tells the prophet's wives, when a male speaks to you, don't talk back to them politely. Why? Because it might make that little Willy Wonka go up. That's
I should
the
be like
logic.
swearing at you right now. Like, I should just not even be having like an A to B conversation like this,
Yeah.
Allah forbid it does something. Yeah,
So that's the logic that comes from Islam. So yeah, I'm not surprised by it, but yeah, it definitely is heartbreaking that you're talking about it, that how the woman was crying, and I could see that she was, poor girl was crying for just simply sitting at the front.
I mean, right, like to you, obviously, like with a Western mind now, like that just seems ridiculous. Like when women are out there, like in the modern world, like hiring cars, renting cars, going to Formula One, like this is just what now, like for sitting in the front
Look at
seat,
that.
you're
Yeah,
I
I mean, how bizarre is it?
Only Islam could do that to you, right?
On one hand, women are going literally to the outer space, and then on
Yeah,
the other hand, this religion,
yeah.
it doesn't allow them to sit at the front, front seat of the car. That's just that
So
tells you a lot about Islam.
wild.
All this modern Muslims, Islam is not like that. That's just Taliban. First of all, Taliban were very popular in Pakistan. 70% of Pakistani supported them. So if they now say, "Oh, that's not the real Islam," sorry, screw you. You did support them. This is, and
Exactly.
secondly,
Exactly.
secondly,
So
and
stick
secondly,
by them.
and secondly, it is actually pro-Islam. I just quoted the Quranic verse to you. That you, as a woman, you're not even allowed to speak back politely to them. If I say, "Hey, hello, Nuria, how you doing?" You should be like, "Hey, mind your own business. I'm okay."
Yeah,
Mine is a
yeah.
manly voice, of course.
But I should try and replicate that just to turn you off even more, you know? Like that is what Islam propagates.